the track to Ibiza podcast. With Back to Raving at 50, DJ Wizkid and the Batgirl of the UK rave scene, Kelly 4 Beats Wallace.
Talking all things on the legendary island that you want to remember before we all land there in September.
Talking favorite clubs, from Amnesia to space. Shame the ladder's closed now, because it was really ace. Covering everything from beaches to food, helping you to get the best out of the island, the way we all should.
With special guests coming on from time to time.
Lance is nervous about the trip, but don't worry.
Kelly says it will be just fine.
Back to Raving at 50 is coming to Ibiza for the very first time. Let's go.
Hello, welcome on this Monday night at 8 o'clock, and welcome to the Track to Ibiza podcast on the Outcast Creative channel. This is the channel where we interview creative people from all genres, all walks of life, including from the music industry, DJs and such. We also interview people from the creative arts, like actors, photographers, film directors, and so on. You will find 170 interviews on this channel if you look up the industry interviews section, and I'm doing no less than 3 this week. I'm interviewing a film director on tomorrow at 6 p.m. I've got an actor coming in on Wednesday at 8 p.m. and I've got another actor coming in from the Taylor Sheridan show, nonetheless, LaMonica Garrett, at 8 p.m. on Thursday. So very, very busy week. And also this Sunday, it is the 5th anniversary of the channel. This channel's been going 5 years. So we celebrate our 5th year. I'll be doing a mega long stream from 5 o'clock onwards. Anybody who's been on the channel before, or one of my fellow YouTube collaborators, is welcome to on that stream. So if you do want to pop on Sunday, let me know. And that includes my 2 co-hosts, Kelly 4 Beat Wallace and DJ Wizkid. Great to see you both. I wanted to also mention before we start, because we did that appeal for the son of a fellow raver last week, and 2 days later they were found safe and well. So isn't that great?
Fantastic! Yay!
Oh, I was so relieved.
We do like a happy ending. Thanks.
I mean, yeah, and you know, when someone's been missing for 8 days, that doesn't normally happen. So, I'm told that really pushed it, and it went viral quite quickly because I got all my big actor friends involved to do tweets and things, and I think a friend of his saw it and knew where he was. So
fantastic!
Power of social media. There we go.
I was just about to say, can I just butt in very quickly, just for everybody listening? Yeah. One other thing, another celebratory thing. It was our lovely host's birthday at the weekend. Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday to our Lance, and he had a wonderful weekend out. So yeah, just want to say happy birthday.
A necklace of plastic ducks.
Absolutely, happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Happy birthday. I don't know if I'll bring this necklace with me to Ibiza. I'm not sure it's fashion ready.
It's just there for you to keep all your ducks in a row. Wherever you want to keep it, they'll just be in a row.
So that presents my life quite accurately, I think. But fantastic. We've also got a special guest with us today, care of DJ Wizkid and his fantastic connections. We've got a veteran DJ of the Ibiza scene who's been there for several years. Recently moved to Toulouse in France. Looking forward to him inviting us all to his villa there one day for lunch. That would be nice. Welcome, DJ Nelly. How are you, mate?
Good. Thanks, Lance. Thanks for inviting me on. You're very welcome to come and visit us. We're only about 10 minutes from the airport, so you can hop in. You can be here in a couple of hours.
Terry says you've got an excellent pool. So look forward
No
to
pool, I'm afraid. Where you got that information from, Terry?
well, maybe you will have built one by the time we arrive.
Did you go when it was raining, Terry? Did you go when it was raining when they had the floods? Is that what you thought it was?
We're fortunate enough to go yet, but it's got to be on the list.
Well, tonight we're talking about the music in Ibiza. We've covered favourite places to eat, and we looked at the reviews online for different places to eat. We've talked about the beaches, where to go and get drinks. We also talked at the beginning. We kind of did an overview and talked about some of the big events and stuff like that. And we're going to have some of those event organisers will be coming on as guests on other episodes. But today we're going to sort of talk about all the different genres of music. Now, I'll be the first person to admit, ever since I came back to the rave scene, I remember it being house and trance, and that was it when I was on the rave scene in the 90s. Those were the only two categories I remember. I mean, I know there was drum and bass and stuff, but I didn't really consider that to be rave music. Some people would probably argue otherwise. And then I've come back onto the rave scene in 2023, and now there appears to be about 35 categories, most of them with about 3 subgenres of their own. And we've got
go on, echo that, Lance.
sorry.
Your
A
voice
bit of an echo then. We lost you last.
Oh, did you lose me?
Said we lost you. Yeah, there's a bit of an echo. Yeah.
Now, how's it
Try
now?
again. That's better.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Is it better? Okay, all right.
There you go.
I have to eat my microphone sometimes in order for the. Well, I think I'm going to use the other camera next week because the audio appears to be a bit better on that. Anyway, yeah. So I lose track of these genres. I don't even seem to pretend to know what they all mean, and I don't think some people really do know what they all mean either. Because some people will say to me, "Well, this is hard house," and I'm like, "Well, somebody else told me this was psytrance. I don't know, which is it then?" Well, it's both. Really. So that happens quite a lot. But the week that we're going in September, there's a lot of trance events on. There's a lot of other things on as well. So I don't know if Kelly, you've probably been going the longest out of everyone here. Do you want to talk about a little bit just about how the music's evolved since you've been going? What was dominating the scene over there when you first went, and kind of more recently, what's it been?
I think I agree with you. There's definitely a lot of house. There was a lot of house music on the island when I went. I mean, maybe that was just the clubs I went to. Maybe that was the club nights that I sort of experienced. But I mean, I went to a few clubs back in the early 2000s, and then since I've sort of been coming back, I mean, predominantly I've come back with Slip Back in Time, which are the old school of the island. So we've got old school house, old school sort of rave, or anything like that to Slip Back. However, what I generally tend to do is take a night out and go off and do something else. So there's various other things that you can choose from. There is like house music you can choose. It's probably a lot of the clubs go by the events, like the groups like Defected or Glitterbox or other nights like that. So there's Ants, there's various other different things. So you can, to be fair, for every night in Ibiza, you can choose a club that will have probably the music that you want, whether it be trance, whether it be hard house, whether it be old school, whether it be your Defected kind of house, your newer kind of stuff that's on the scene. Then you've got some of your older stuff, some of the older artists. You can go to somewhere like Pikes, and you never know really what you're going to get. So that's sort of a bit of a mix. But I mean, there's garage as well. I went to a garage night, and I know the Plastic do regular garage nights throughout the summer. So ultimately, there's pretty much anything that you want. You can arrange your week around depending on what club is doing what music. So it's pretty diverse these days. I would say there's something for everybody.
Is that whenever you go, like any week of the year?
I mean, the season, just sort of, some of the clubs don't open till June. Some of the bigger clubs, if you want to do some certain types of music, like the Universe, the Carl Cox nights don't start till June. but they go through till end of September, whereas some of the other events start a bit earlier. So, you know, Eden's a good one for varying types of music. They do everything from Italian house. I went to an Italian house night there in May. You know, it's just something a little bit different. But yeah, so some of the different clubs vary sort of opening and sort of kickoff times. I think Amnesia is sort of May time as well. So when they sort of first open and start with their nights, but the majority of the main big nights and the choice is sort of, I would say, June to September.
Right. Okay. So, DJ Nelly, when did you first go out there?
God, it was probably in the early 90s. I first went out there. I spent a bit of time in Australia, so
that's when trance was really starting to hit the scene, wasn't it? The early 90s. You had those Euphoria albums out and things.
Yeah, it was probably just a touch before then. I mean, the original Lyric sound was sort of an all-encompassing sound, wasn't it? Really, it was from DJs like Alfredo, who were DJing at Pasha and Amnesia, and they had to DJ for about, I don't know, 10, 12 hours, and the records are limited in those days, so they just basically pick whatever they could find. It could be some German rock remix or a pop tune or some new beat or some chill out music, and that eclecticism, if that's a word, was the sort of thing that made the Ibiza scene. I think now it's become a bit more compartmentalized and everybody just goes for specific nights. So I think it's lost a bit of its magic. That's not to say you won't enjoy it when you get out here, but you've got to search out the nights that you want to go to, I think.
Right.
You mentioned Pikes, Kelly. That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean,
got more of a traditional sort of atmosphere.
We're definitely going to Pikes. We're going to Pikes for lunch. Is also happening. Having you, and I've already picked out what I want to eat. So I'm definitely.
Is there anywhere else, Nelly? Is there anywhere else that is sort of on a par with Pikes that has the real kind of old school Ibiza kind of eclectic feel to it?
There's 5 to 8, which is sort of run by the same people. That's sort of up in the hills up from San Antonio.
Yeah, that was Benamissa Park before, wasn't it? When it used to be open, it was a zoo before COVID.
Oh yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah. So that's got 2 sort of areas. It's got like an outdoor area with what's the word called?
It's
like an arena type thing.
Like a little arena.
Yeah, so it starts a bit earlier, and then they have some DJs there, and then they go inside into the club room roundabout.
Yeah, we did that we did 5 to 8 in May with Slipback, but I did it a few years ago with Slipback before COVID, and it was called Benamissa Park there, and it was quite different. There was a lot of bits there's some bits that have changed and some bits that I don't recognise, but there was only part of it open when we went, so I'm keen to go back when the whole of it's open and see if I can find all the bits that I remember.
I went last year for I think it was called Shine with Paul van Dyk. That was the closing party for that one. So that was full on trance. So if you like your trance, that was a good one to go to.
I don't hate you guys, but actually trance isn't my favourite, and I know the 2 guys I'm hosting with, that's kind of their thing. I'm definitely more of a house and an old school. My favourite is acid house, but I love a bit of everything. But yeah, that used to be an old zoo back in the day. I checked it out, I googled it, and it was.
We
amphitheatre, that's the word I was looking for. Amphitheatre. Got there in the end.
The amphitheatre, I'm guessing, used to be the arena where they do the shows with the seals and stuff like that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, basically.
Makes sense. Yeah.
They've still got one of the ponds there. I don't think, judging from the green look of the water, I'm not sure that's suitable for having a dip. Probably used to contain the penguins or something of that nature.
There was a little pool with a little kind of little sort of like stone tunnel that you could kind of go in, and you could they put seats and stuff in there. So I wonder if that's where the penguins lived, the penguins' house, because it was quite small. It's kind of little. Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be difficult to pack everything in to this one trip. Obviously, it's not going to be possible to do everything, but I mean,
Yeah, that's all the fun of the planning, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want house, Chinois is probably a good one for house. I think Defected are there this year.
Yes, yeah, they are.
We're definitely going to Amnesia twice because we're going to 2 events there, me and Terry. So whether we'll fit 5 to 8 or not, I don't know. But
but we're doing the Kevin and Perry night, Nelly, just so you know, and God's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Same as we did last year.
Okay, yeah, full on trance. Then there's the the Sunset Strip with the more chill out Cafe Del Mar type areas.
Yeah.
That's always a good place to start off the night.
Between those two events, Kevin and Perry and God's Kitchen, if somebody came up to you, Terry, or you, Nelly, and said, well, which of those events should I go to? How would you be describing the difference between them to a person who'd been to neither before?
I think a bit more trance, go to the Kevin and Perry night, a bit more hard house, go to God's Kitchen.
Right, okay, that's pretty simple. Anything to add to that, Nelly?
Yeah, no, I'd agree. The Kevin and Perry is a lot more cheesy. People are dressed up and, just after a good time. Definitely an older crowd. I didn't go to God's Kitchen, but I'm presuming it was slightly an older crowd at Kevin and Perry. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of fun things.
It's 10 until 6 in the morning, God's Kitchen. God, I'm so used to day rave hours. Not sure how.
That's right. Once you get out there, Lance, I told you, once you get out there, it's a whole different mindset. You step off that plane and time just changes. Everything changes. You feel different and you're ready to go at 11 o'clock going, right, come on, let's go. After having a packed day. Promise you, and it happens to me every year. I think, oh my God, 7 days, 10 days, 11 nights out. Can I do it? Yes. The answer.
I'm so glad you're arriving partway through our trip because you'll probably come just as me and Terry are flagging, and then your young energy buzzing around us like a bee.
But come on, guys, let's do this day trip. We're doing a day trip around the island.
I want to go to this beach. You promised to drive me here. Let's do it.
You want to hear my stories?
So, I mean, we've got what are the big music events that take place throughout the year in Ibiza that people gravitate to? Because right now I've got 4 friends at Clockwork Orange, which is on at the moment. Has anyone been to a Clockwork in Ibiza?
No, I haven't.
No,
it's always been a bit too close to slip back for me. So it's like May, slip back to May, and this is July. So it's maybe one day.
One of my friends said she's having a good time, but she said the crowd is very all the way as Essex. She's never seen so many pecs and so many teeth.
They are a pretty crowd. They're a pretty crowd.
And
I can assure you on that.
It's a place like Ibiza Rocks and or beach or bar or whatever.
Yeah. They're not my. I don't like Ibiza Rocks at all. And O Beach, I've never been to. I have a friend that works there, so I will go one day.
Yeah.
But I won't be buying a bed or anything. I'll pop in and have a drink.
What is it about Ibiza Rocks that doesn't appeal to you?
I don't know. I don't like. There's a vibe for me personally. Again, I go out raving on my own quite a lot, so I have that kind of, that awareness, having done it for 20 odd years on my own, mostly. Sure. I just feel it doesn't feel as safe in there than it does everywhere else. There's a lot of non sort of slip back in timers that there's normally a lot of us, but it still doesn't feel. For me, I don't feel comfortable in there. I just feel.
Would you say, as an event, it's got a slightly more laddish culture? Would that be fair?
I mean, Ibiza Rocks just as the bar, just as a general bar, with whatever event is in there. For me personally, I've never had a good experience in there, so that's normally the night I shoot off and go to one of the other big clubs and have a dip out of my sort of regular event week.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's my personal opinion. I know that other people feel different, think it's a great place, but for me, not so much.
People sorry.
Go on. Sorry.
I was just saying, people are there to be seen. It's a day club, so people are on the sun lounges, dressed up.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, look at me, that sort of thing, rather than I'm
remember
dancing like
how we
nobody's
described
looking,
it. Yeah, how we described it on one of the previous podcasts was it's an Instagram club.
Yeah, like O Beach, definitely as well. And for me, I struggle with that kind of environment with people who are just about what you look like and what you sort of present. I'm not saying everybody is there, but that's the sort of the general feel of the place from my personal opinion. Feel free to disagree, anybody.
Ushuaia is a bit like that as well. I think everyone's just there, just taking selfies and.
Yeah, it's ruined it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
When would you? I mean, so what event would you say, or is there a particular time of the season where the more chilled crowd, maybe the more kind of slightly hippie crowd gravitate?
The opening parties are always quite good. There's something called, I think it's called the Ibiza Music Conference or something like that. Right at the start of the season, I think Pete Tong runs it. So they have a few days of conferences and speakers, and then at the end they have a big outdoor party at Dolt Villa.
Oh wow!
So they've got.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that. Yeah, big outside. Yeah, it's a massive villa, and it's sort of like a bit. It's like almost looks like a bit like a castle, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like the old town basically. Yeah, so there's like a big open space there. So I went a couple of years ago. People like Sasha were on, and a whole heap of others. Pete Tong was on as well.
Yeah, our friend DJ Saya went to that. This year she was telling us about it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's quite interesting that they have a conference before the season to kind of.
Yeah, so not all the clubs are. Some of the clubs are open, but not all of them. So it's a bit more of a knowledgeable crowd, say, and people who aren't just there for the weather and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So that's quite that would be before probably a lot of the young people would wake up from, say, university or something like that, which is, I'm guessing, a slightly more mature crowd, especially if it's also the organisers and people connected to them. But what about getting into the season itself? When we're getting June through to September, what are the other big events? Let's go through them. Obviously, we've got Slip Back in Time. It's probably the first because that comes up in May, right, Kelly? Yeah,
it's the third week in May every year, so it's just before the kids' May bank holiday. So it means the parents can hopefully get babysitters and come during that time, and it's not as expensive. So yeah, we try and keep the costs down and do that. And then obviously,
is the timing of that just sort of at the edge of the season starting?
The hotel that we stay in, I mean, we've been going back there for several years now because they're really grateful because they're technically in the Bay. Their season hasn't quite started yet as of like the third week in May. So when we all turn up and pay our money, and we always leave them. We always do a collection at the end of the holiday. We go around with a bucket. We get the staff the money. So we really look after the other hotel staff, and they in turn look after us and put up with us. I mean, as I say, we're all a bit older, so we don't really cause trouble. But yeah, it's definitely a benefit for them because, as I said, they get both hotels are full now. We've gone into overflow hotel, so they're not complaining. So whether we stay there forever or whether we move other places, whatever hotel gets it, it will be that week, and they will do well.
Because I remember when I was thinking about doing Slipmat this year, and ultimately I went for September, but and looking at the costings, it was quite a cost-effective event because I believe they've got 2 hotels that they book out for the event, and unless you book a hotel yourself, you're typically going to end up in one of those. And I think both of those hotels, if you stay at them, I think they're inclusive for. Is it 2 meals a day or is it everything?
3. It's 3 meals a day, so you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's a snack bar if you miss the you go to the bar, get a ticket, and go and get like a burger or get chips or whatever. There's a snack bar, so it's 3 meals a day, about a couple of hours for each section. So if you miss 1 or 2, but that's all inclusive, and all your drinks as well. So you get your drinks, you get a cup, get given a token, swap it for a cup, and then just keep taking your cup back to the bar. That's all inclusive. Also, the clubs that you go to each night, so 7 nights, 7 clubs. they're all included in the price. So you've got your wristbands, so you get straight in, walk straight to the front of the queue, because some of the nights are open to the public as well. But if you've got one of the wristbands, then you can just go straight to the front. And then and then finally, if you're in one of the main hotels and you've got a wristband, you can also enjoy the pool parties that they have every day. So which is from about 1 or 2 o'clock till usually sort of 6 or 7 p.m. Then dinner sort of starts at 7:30, and you've got time to get ready and get out for the evening. So it's quite well structured. But it's just whether you get out of bed or not, which is my problem.
And what price did you pay for that?
If you break it down, I've got a single room again this year. I shared with my friend last year, so single room. I got an early bird, so it works out round about just over £100 a day. So so maybe about 150 quid for a day. So that includes your club, your 3 meals a day, all your drinks, and then obviously your accommodation as well. So you've got maid service every day. You're right in the hotel and the pool parties. So really, if you try to do that every day in Ibiza off your own back, you wouldn't get the level of the level of DJs that you get, like the selection of really well-known old school DJs who are DJing there with you and chatting to you, and just sort of we're all sort of milling around as one. It's definitely worth it for the pool party experience and everything else.
Is this room rate, which for a single person is 1,200 now? There was an early bird, obviously that's gone.
I got slightly cheaper than that. I got the early, but I was the second person to book, so I was keen.
For you, was that, so that includes food and drinks for the day?
That's all food. 3 meals a day. 3 meals a day. As much as you can eat. So it's buffet, so you eat as much as you want. All your drinks, as long as you take your cup back to the bar. Entrance to every club, that usually includes Paradise and Eden, and a variety of other clubs, Plastic too we go to. And then obviously your accommodation. You get your maid service every day, clean towels, full clean your bedroom. So it works. So I think some people say it's quite a lot for a week, but ultimately for what you get, I think it's a really good deal.
I think it's pretty reasonable when you consider that drinks and food are included. What you're going to spend outside of that presumably is what you spend at the bar at the extraneous clubs that you go to, correct?
Yes. Or if you decide to go off piste and
what it lies.
Yeah. Or you decide to go off piste and go out for a meal with a group of you. Sometimes we do that. That's quite nice. But the odd meal here and there somewhere different is always a little treat. Everybody's in a restaurant. You get to catch up with people, see people, all the rest of it. It's very very social and very very together for an event.
So let's talk about the music for Slip Back in Time before we move on, as we want to focus on music today. Although it's good to talk about the prices because that's always at the forefront of people's minds. Oh, I think is that Sam Sharples. Yeah,
that is Sam Sharples. It is. There's quite a lot of pictures of her in Seoul. They are front and centres, but they're so photogenic. They're so photogenic. They're in a lot of the pictures for this year and last year.
I met them last year at the Trance Sanctuary summer party. I was seeing somebody at the time, so I was really loved up, and they were dancing next to us, and I've never met a more loved up couple than those two guys. They've been together for 25 years.
No, they've only just met. They met
like a year ago, didn't they, or something? But they're so great together. They've
been together 25 years. Yeah. She's part of my circle of friends in Swindon. So although she actually lives in Brighton, Saul lived in Swindon, her partner, and he's just moved down there with her. So they're part of our little group. We was raving with them last weekend.
Yeah, I love her and Saul. They're just the best. Great people, and kind of like when I was there. Go ahead, mate.
I recognise Paul on the decks in that previous picture.
The previous one.
which was Paul from K-Class. I was with him a couple of weekends ago because K-Class did a live performance at the Jack Camden, which was something special.
This one.
No, one before that was next.
But K-Class normally do Slip Back.
Yeah, K-Class too. We've got. I mean, we have so many different people. Obviously, Slipmat. It wouldn't be Slipmat without be Slipback without Slipmat. We have that.
No Matt in time.
That's
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah. I mean, we've had everyone from Brandon Block, Graham Gold's been here. We got Force Star. Well, we've had Paul Force for Force Styles. We have Rat Pack. Vibes always comes out. DJ Vibes. Putting him on the spot. Dream Frequency. We've got DJ Skinfella. He's part of the Amnesia lot. Amnesia House quite often do a little takeover day as well, which has been brilliant. And then we have an Eruption Radio little takeover day. They did a what's it called? Completely gone out of my brain now. They did an old school jungle room in the Blue Room in S Paradise this year. Which was we had Rachel EC play, and she's a really good friend of mine. So yeah, it's there's quite a sort of difference. But Dream Frequency always do a smashing set. So I haven't got the flyer in front of me right now, but my brain's that people who I'm not mentioning are going to kill me. But we've got Shades of Rhythm, yeah. Mark Ecstasy. We've got crikey. But yeah, have a look on the flyer, guys, because the lineup is that it goes on and on and on and on and on, and they're all there, and they all mill around, and we all get to speak, so we all get to have a chat, and we're all just a big bunch of mates, and it's just fabulous.
Cuddly toy, Chinese tea set. Don't forget. Not a generation game.
Yeah, I know. I was God, don't
remember everybody that plays. It's Mission Impossible.
There's too many, and it's just Nicky Black Market.
Yeah.
Popping all in. So yeah.
I've seen Slipmat play 7 sets live. I actually danced for him for one set, a rain dance, which was so great. And which was the closing set of the last rain dance, and he is my favorite house DJ without a doubt.
We have sort of about music varies a little bit. Happy hardcore, and Vibes comes along. We've got the sort of drum and bass, but they generally do the older jungle stuff, like this sort of early 90s sort of stuff. That's the worst thing. I know the tune if I hear it. God forbid I know what it's called.
He bombed this photo, so there was a brunette in the picture. You should have bombed it at the back.
I should have done. If I'd have been there, I was probably off chatting to someone or dancing in the corner.
I bet if we look through all of these, there'll be a picture of you somewhere. But
maybe one or two. I'm very much a little butterfly. You very, very rarely catch me in a frame somewhere because I'm always. But there's one or two on there somewhere. But it'll take a bit of digging.
That's Sally Newton, isn't it? On the right.
It is, yeah. She's part of the Stage Invaders. So those guys have been coming out every year. They do, they do the stilts and all the rest of it. They do the most incredible shows, especially at the White Party. The aerobatics. We had a ribbon this year. One of the girls was on a ribbon in the centre of S Paradise doing all her fantastic ribbon tricks that everyone's going, I think she's going to fall and she doesn't.
For an interview.
Those guys are brilliant. Those guys are so good. So good.
Yeah, they are great. I'm trying to get her on for an interview to talk about running that and what it's like and all of that stuff, because she'd be great. But her schedule is an absolute nightmare. So
yes,
she does want to come on, but hopefully it will happen. So Nelly, what music genres have you played when you've gone out there, and which clubs have you or events have you played for in Ibiza? Talk to us about that.
It's mainly old school stuff. So when I was in Australia, for about 20 years, I ran an event called In the Beginning There Was Jack. Maybe we can.
In the beginning there was Jack.
Yeah, so
that looks like a Judge Dredd sort of thing.
So it's taken from the, the famous a cappella in the beginning. There was Jack, and Jack had a groove, and from this groove, etc., etc. So we just started off an old vinyl, old school night over in Perth in Australia. So we ran that for about 10 years, maybe. Slip Mac came over and did a set for us. Dream Frequency as well. We let them off with the old vinyl stipulation. So I've been pretty much playing old school most of the time. I tend to try and get more into the newer house of stuff, but I always seem to end up reverting back to the old school.
It's nothing like it.
Yeah. Lots of Italian pianos, that sort of stuff. Feel good, hands in the air vibes.
So,
Lots of vocals.
Talk to us about how your first set playing in Ibiza came about. How did you get that olive branch? How did you make that connection? Who offered you the set? Where did you play? How did it go?
So it was at Plastic.
You can remember all of those.
So I was going out to Ibiza anyway, and because I do the show on Fantasy FM, I think Terry's probably mentioned it.
Yeah.
And there was going to be a show while I was away, and I worked out it's going to be my 100th show. So I just put in a few forums. Hey, I'm coming to Ibiza. Does anyone know where I can broadcast my show? And Andy from Plastic got in touch. Said, yeah, you can use the bar. And he said, what time do you want to do it? I said, well, my show's usually about 7 o'clock. He said, yeah, there won't be anybody in here, so why don't you play your show, and then we'll turn off the stream, and then you can just carry on in the club till the early hours or whatever. So obviously I jumped to the chance of that, and they did up a flyer for me, so I went out there. How did it go? Well, to be honest, technically it was a bit of a disaster. So because I normally DJ off vinyl, but obviously couldn't do that, so I put all my tunes on a USB. Unbeknownst to me, there's certain stipulations for the USB for it to work on the Pioneer decks. It's got to be less than 32 gigs or something like that, and there's a certain way you need to load the tracks on or something. So I got there. Luckily, this was probably a couple of hours before the start. Plugged my USB in. It just said USB not recognized.
No.
So I was on all the forums. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? So I was pacing up and down trying to find a shop where I could buy another USB stick. So I managed to get one of them, but it was over 32 gigs, so that didn't work either. So it was counting down the hours. It's 15 minutes. So luckily I had my laptop with me, so I managed to hook that up and plug that into the mixer.
Right.
And so I could DJ off Tractor on there. So I got it working. I mean, the sound quality wasn't perfect. It was a bit distorted, but it was the best I could do.
Wow, skinny teeth. Skinny teeth.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it was the best, but got there in the end. And then when I finished, maybe about midnight or something, another DJ turned up, and she just came, got a USB and just plugged it in, and it was all working. It was like, how's yours working? Mine didn't. So when I went back last year, I think I took about 5 USBs, two SD cards. I even burnt some tunes onto a CD, an actual CD, just so I had about 5 backups. That was the one there. Yeah.
So
brilliant.
After you did that stint, I mean, was it always with Plastic that you played, and was it always the old school, or was there any variation of venues and sets for you?
Yeah, so we went back again with Plastic last year. There wasn't really a stipulation on old. I think I played old school, but some of the other guys, I don't think you played old school, did you, Terry? But I also DJed
tech house with some old school kind of redos and new versions with old. We don't play that here.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. One of the guys got thrown off the decks because he was playing drum and bass.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, you've got to play drum and bass at a drum and bass event, really.
Yeah.
Yes,
people
it is
were
a bit
down.
weird.
Yeah, can't be dropping that in the middle of a house or trance set, you know.
You'd be surprised.
You're going to get lynched. Yeah, I'm sure people try. But so, how many
So
times have you? How many times have you played in Ibiza, Nelly?
So I've also DJ'd another maybe 3 or 4 times, I think, altogether.
Right.
A place called Rio, which is like
Yeah.
it's in San Antonio, just near the port or the harbour there. So downstairs it's like a restaurant, and then upstairs you've got a club room. So I just I think Sue from Rio reached out when I was asking a question about the radio show. I went with Plastic in the end, but so the following year I just rang her up and said, "Oh, I'm not going to do the radio show, but do you fancy letting me play for a while?" She said, "Yeah." So originally I was supposed to play for the full night, but then there was another promoter. What's he called? The name slipped. Yeah, happening guys. So they booked the night for, I don't know, the whole of the summer, maybe the whole of August. So they said, all right, you can pick what time you want to play your set. And so there's other guys playing as well.
Brilliant.
Well, they still let you play, which is good.
Yeah. It was a shorter set, but it was still pretty good.
This is the. So I'm assuming this would be the event at Rio. This poster.
Yes, yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Club
So
room.
those guys are back out there this year. I think Johnny Gascoigne. I think he's the promoter.
Right. Okay.
They're doing quite a few nights. I think they're doing something at Cafe Del Mar as well, because he's got.
I've seen Stephanie Healy play.
And Nelly, do you want to mention the fact that we're going back this year in September?
Yes, of course. We're going back this year with Fancy FM. We've got 2 nights. One at Rio, which is more of a, I think it's then 9:30 till 2. And then we've got a sort of an afternoon, early evening session at Ithaca, which is on the front there, I think. I think it's close to Ibiza Rocks, around that area.
It is, yeah.
So that's going to be, we're starting quite early, maybe 4:30, and then we're going through sunset into the early evening there. So that one's going to be more chilled.
What dates are those, just for anybody listening?
So the first one at Rio is on the Monday, the week that you're going, 21st of September. And then we're playing.
That's the day that me and Lance arrived.
Yeah, I think we're going to be there for that one.
Oh, yes, yeah, good.
Yeah.
And the one at Ithaca is on the Thursday, the
24th.
Is it? Yeah.
24th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm there then. I'm not there for the 21st. But that's not the night you're doing? Is it Terry at Ithaca? Yours is later on in the week, isn't it?
No, but we're playing.
Yeah, Terry's at that one.
I'm playing with Nelly. We're playing together.
Purity is the week after, isn't it, Terry?
PLC is the weekend.
So,
that weekend, yeah. It's the weekend. Okay.
It's the Shine 5 to 8 Fantasy FM. That's 24th, right?
24th.
Yeah, got in my diary. Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's the day Kelly arrives. So
I'm there on the 23rd. I get in on the night of the 23rd, so I'm free all day on the 24th as if you want to do your island tour on the 24th of the day if you haven't got anything to do. And then we go there in the evening.
I've got it in my diary that we're doing the island tour with you on the 24th already. I'm very.
That's fine. We've already talked about.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Oh, and then we've got that in the evening. So yes, I'll be there in the evening.
It's going to be a day of many long days in a row.
Yeah. So what I found last year, sorry, I was
Go ahead.
just going to say that I don't know if it's because Universe opened last year, but a lot of the smaller clubs seem to be a bit quieter last year because everyone was going to Universe and High and on all the other ones. So we've arranged the Ithaca one to just so you can do both. You can come to us in the early evening. We'll finish maybe about 10 o'clock or something, and then you can head over to one of the big clubs.
That's typically what Pure C does as well, right?
Yeah.
Go through, do Pure C on the Saturday last year because it was the phone that ran through to about 9, and then you had time to go home, get sorted out, and then off we went to Amnesia for God's Kitchen.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have time, or indeed the appropriate size of wallet to do Universe on this occasion.
No, I'm saying no to that as well. But yeah, that would work lovely because we've got a beach clean for the Pure Sea on Friday the 25th.
Yeah.
The morning of Friday the 25th at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Outside near Capo Del Mar. So it's a bit of a trek over there. 11 a.m. is the beach clean, which is the main reason that we are doing Pure Sea is, the beach clean.
I will definitely be there. Now, it might look like a beach ball with a photograph of my face stuck to it, but it will definitely be me. Terry's going to have to wheel me out of bed.
Yeah, not a problem.
I'll get there. Nelly, tell us about this. This is a single that released on the 1st of May, is it not?
Yes, yeah. So when I moved back to Toulouse, I sort of turned my attention to a bit of producing. So first of all, I came up with just an old vinyl release called Sweet Life, which is it was produced by Dream Frequency, Ian Bland, who you know, Kelly. That was a pure, cheesy, old school piano, rave-tastic release. Had a couple of other
What was that called?
Sweet Life.
Sweet Life. I'm going to Google that. Sorry.
Only available on vinyl.
Oh, you can't listen to it online anywhere at all? Is it just... No,
it'll be online.
No, I've been asking for it. You can
it.
hear clips of it, and I'm not sure if you can maybe
Post it on YouTube.
Can you play it on the 24th then?
Yes, yeah, of course. But this
play?
one is my sort of follow-up. It took me a couple of years to get around to this. I Don't Want to Hear It, which is more of a, soulful disco house number. It came out on the 1st of May. It had quite a few good streams on Spotify. Apparently,
I opened one of my sets.
Oh, did you? Oh, thank you.
Would you mind if we played a bit of it?
No, not at all. Go for it.
So I might get a copyright flag come up, which you'll obviously then have to verify is fine. Let's see. Oh, hang on. I haven't. Cool. Since my computer blew up, I haven't re-signed up for Spotify, have I? So I don't know what my account login is. It on SoundCloud?
SoundCloud, no. It's on Apple Music. It's on.
You not just play a sample on Spotify because I don't have Spotify, but I normally play a little snippet of it. Not remember.
No.
Can I play it? Is there some way I can?
Actually, if you want to share it, if you look at the bottom of the screen, there's a box with a cross in it. If you click on that and share your screen, I should be able to put it up.
Just got a cross on it.
It's the box with
plus.
the box with the plus sign. Yeah, sorry. If we are organised, we get these sort of technical things sorted out ahead of time. I need an assistant.
So you want me to share my screen or just send you the file?
You can email me the file if you want. Whatever's easier. You can send it to me on. It's not going to be that big, is it? The file, if it's just an audio file.
Yeah.
We might be waiting hours for it to download, but it'll just share the screen and you can play, and I should be able to share the audio.
Okay, all right.
In theory.
So just while I'm doing this,
Wormy Spoon says it's on YouTube, mate. I need the link. Apparently, it's on YouTube. Did you not have it on YouTube?
Did you know it was on YouTube?
I Don't Want to Hear It. Is it?
Well, he says it is. Keep trying to. I'm gonna have a look, see if I can find it.
So while you're looking for that, I'll just say that next week, a week on Friday, a remix is coming out of it. It's been done by Dancing Divas, which is essentially a Dream Frequency as well.
Excellent.
So hopefully
it is on YouTube. There's a radio mix which is 3 minutes 27, and there's a longer mix which is 6 minutes 27 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Which one is the official version?
They're both the official version, so Ian
okay.
always does a radio remix as well. For
All right.
radio, obviously.
Hold on.
Play that one, you know.
Did you not
the
know
other
this
ones-
was on YouTube then?
No, I didn't.
Well, it is.
I knew it was on all the other
It
platforms,
is on
Beatport,
YouTube.
Traxsource, everything.
Not only is
Why
it
are we
on
getting
YouTube,
paid for it?
it's on YouTube twice.
I hope you're getting paid for it.
Everyone hear the audio? All right.
Yeah, got it.
I'll probably skip forward a bit.
Get forward a bit.
Yeah, that's the DJ intro.
This is the warm-up crossover section. Okay.
I don't wanna hear it. There's nothing to say. Ain't no use in your sweet talking, boy. Just ease on out of my way. I don't wanna hear it. There's nothing to say. Ain't no use in your sweet talking, boy. Just ease on out of my way.
This feels like it would fit very well with the soundtrack to Studio 54.
Yeah, well, it's sampled from an old disco track by Betty Swan.
That's what I thought. Right?
Kiss My Love Goodbye, I think it's called.
Right.
Don't wanna hear it.
You might recognise this bit.
I mean, I did recognise it straight away. It reminded me there was like a little bit of like the Bee Gees in there and a bit of an ELO riff. And they also ELO lifted loads of stuff from the early disco era, just as they came out as a sort of later disco era. What
I could I was gonna say, I could definitely hear that being played at a Glitterbox event. That's right up the Glitterbox alley.
Yeah,
It's
the
kind of-
remix is actually quite good. It's a bit more housey, a bit more funky, I suppose.
Would you call it like soft, bouncy house?
Yeah, soulful disco house. I don't know.
Soulful disco house.
Yeah.
Soulful,
Yeah,
funky
okay.
disco house.
And when you've got a sample for an older track in there, I've never asked someone this question before. What are the legalities and cost involved with sampling these little bits and pieces in tracks?
I don't know. I don't think he's. This is Ian from Dream Frequency. He produced it, and it's his record label. I don't think he's licensed that sample. Maybe he's just hoping. I suppose if it blows up and it gets a million views or whatever, they might come looking for some royalties. But I think he's hoping we'll just get away with it. Yeah.
Okay. So the strategy is hope we'll get away with it. Okay, you heard it here first on the Outcast Creative. I mean,
the remix is actually replayed the sample. So the remix is sort of replayed the refrain rather than using a sample. So I think it should be all right with that one.
Are there...
Isn't it? Don't they say it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That's brilliant. It's better to ask for forgiveness than for
But if it blows up enough, then typically the original artist will actually sign it as get it out published as an official track. So
yeah,
which
didn't quite work for the Verve though. Did it with the Rolling Stones? They didn't get any of that money, did they?
So usually works well for all involved except for the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
they got enough money anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on, and just one of the things I wanted to talk about. We haven't got a lot of time left, but the music that's playing that the younger crowd is gravitating towards, the 18 to 30 group. What genre of music caters to them on Ibiza?
I don't know what you call it. Do you call it deep house or
Yeah,
house or something?
Yeah, but it's very new, kind of like I find it a bit samey and I find it a bit cheesy. It hasn't really got the depth of the stuff that we used to be made. I feel it's quite I mean, it's quite housey, it's quite beaty, it's quite fast. It's it keeps everyone on their toes. That's what I think. Anyway.
A lot of deep house is quite bland for me.
Yeah.
It
What I found when I went to places like
none of the tracks lodge in my head, which is a musician or a producer of music is what you want. You want to get that worm in someone's ear, that that riff that's going round and round and has people humming it on buses and things. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had that with a deep house track. Whereas classic house, dun, 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 those kind of riffs I always remember. But not with.
I know what you mean. Melodic techno is another one that gets bandied around quite a bit.
What about the
Sasha type music, progressive house type stuff? Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you went to an Italian house event. I mean, I'm assuming that Ibiza as well caters for things like German techno, dance music, and all of the above.
Sven Bath does a night called Cocoon. That's his record label. I think that's at 5 to 8 maybe, which is more on the techno side. Richie Houghton, those sort of people.
Right.
And they're usually quite.
So Terry does his Freeze project typically in Ibiza each summer, a bunch of residencies. So that's more.
And I mean, is it when these big name DJs come in and they do a specific season or whatever? Like somebody said to me, they went to the Carl Cox thing at Universe. I said, "Oh, what was it like?" Because fantastic. The DJ biographies I've read, it's the most interesting, and he seems to be the most interesting and human character, I would say. But they did say it's like going to see a show, basically. It's a bit like going to see a West End, like rave ballet kind of. Someone described it, I think, to me. And of course, everyone's got their fucking phones out as well.
Yeah, I went to see.
Prove they were at Universe, so everyone's got to have their phone out like the whole time. I mean, I couldn't be at an event and watch the whole event through my phone. I need to be immersed in the event, see it with my own eyes.
Yeah. I found that. I went to see Fatboy Slim at Universe. It was an Elro night, so they have all the circus performers and all the trapeze artists and all this sort of stuff. So about maybe every hour, they sort of play a big track, and then all these glitter and ticker tape, just so much ticker tape you couldn't even see, came flying down from the roof, balloons, and then all the trapeze artists, and every single person just had the phone looking like that. Apart from me, who's just refusing to out of principle. But I was just watching it through everybody else's phone. I couldn't really see because all these hands in the air like that.
I mean, the glitter and trapeze artists and all that kind of thing. I mean, that can be a lot of fun, but
it would be if you weren't watching it through. It would be if you weren't watching it through everybody else's phone, or if your entire dance floor wasn't lit up by phone screens. Like you want the lasers, you want the lights, you want to be able to see. There's just like a sea. If you look at some of the pictures in Universe, there's a glow over the entire crowd of phones, and it's just anyway, I don't like it.
Well, let's talk about Universe for a little bit, because we haven't before, really. I mean, we mentioned it when we talked about the clubs on episode 1, but I'm quite curious to see. I'll get some pictures up here. I mean, am I right in thinking it's close to €200 to get in?
No, I mean, it starts at about 95, between 75 and 95, depending on what time you go. If you go early, it starts 75, then it goes up to 85, then 95 is generally the base price. And then you start talking special areas, whether it be chairs, tables, balconies, VIP bits. It then just goes into the thousands. So I think it's very commercialized. It's nothing like Privilege was when
But look,
it's
look at
Privilege.
these guys entering. It's like they're surrounded by the press, but that's not actually the press. That's just clubbers. Everybody with a fucking phone out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get special VIP where you're sort of behind the DJ as well, I think.
Yeah, I've seen those on their seating plan. The prices range from 400 to 4,000 euros, you know.
Yeah.
And the rest.
Yeah.
And even when I was leaving, I went to get a taxi in. He said, "Oh, you can walk down there for 10 minutes to the end of the track and get a normal taxi, or you can get one here for 90 euros or something."
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks
like,
for that little tip.
For the VIPs, it's just ridiculous.
I mean,
so obviously
yeah.
I did the walk.
Very ignorant people. Is that what that stands for? The VIPs, very ignorant people.
I mean, it sounds like even if you're just having a few drinks, you know, it's 500 euros we're talking about, really.
And also as well, they do the goujons and caviar for Christ knows how much, like a week's wage. I mean, who wants to eat? Who's gonna stand in the middle of a club that's that packed and then go and spend 100 odd euros on a couple of bits of chicken and some fish eggs, and then try and eat them while they're dancing whilst holding your phone? I mean, I can't quite.
Isn't that for people that booked an executive table? Oh, look, that guy.
Well, no, anybody can have the chicken and goujons. Everyone can have the goujon and caviar. It doesn't matter where you are. It's still the same price.
This guy managed to pass his phone right in front of the screen there. Look.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised it's just the one phone.
I mean, you can see, God knows how many others. Same here. I mean, I don't know if Amnesia is going to be the similar with all the, you know. I mean, I'm going to take pictures.
Not so much.
I don't think so much. No, Amnesia's been around for a while, and people know what they're getting. You know, you will get the phones, but I think, especially with maybe the God's Kitchen night, as I said.
I was just going to say, the nights that we're going on is an older crowd, so you get less of
older crowd
seeking anyway, right? And when we were there last year, I didn't notice as anywhere near us.
Yeah, everyone's got the phones with the big buttons on that they can see.
It really looks. This honestly looks like they're at a concert. I mean, is anyone dancing?
I think a lot of them. There's no room. There's no room for dancers there. You can just stand and sort of sway from side to side and
shoulder shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That would depress me, man.
I definitely want to go. I definitely want to do a Carl Cox night because I do love Carl Cox. I just want to go to experience it, but I won't be going on the expectation that I will have any room to dance or I will enjoy it as a club night. I will do that as a bucket list experience night. I think for me, that's I just want to see the dome again. I just want to, see the difference between.
Did you go to the original club, Kelly?
I went to when it was Privilege, just before it closed down.
Yeah.
I went at the beginning of the season, I think in 2018, and there wasn't that many people in there, so I got to have a real good old look around. And I had Masters at Work, Boca Shade, and Roger Sanchez were playing, and there wasn't that many people in there. So for me, that was best experience ever.
Look at those phone twats, says Wormy Spoons. Yeah, I hear you, mate. That just wouldn't appeal to me.
We said on a previous session about Pikes and the way they put stickers over the cameras on your phone, and all clubs should do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's your Fabric have been doing it in London. I know because it actually ripped part of the cover of my phone off. Thanks for that. So you can see it's damaged.
I don't think it's a guaranteed no pictures taken. Oh yeah, it's not a guaranteed no pictures taken, but it's a deterrent, isn't it? It's just like I can't bother to take it out and try.
Yeah, you still do a selfie, can't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You still do it this way. I had a friend of mine in Pikes, and she was like, "Oh, should we just?" And I was like, "Mate, just don't. Let's just not do it. Let's go with what we're supposed to do." No, she started to get a quick fair selfie. Put it away.
When I went to 5 to 8 a couple of years ago, they were doing it there, but last year they didn't seem to be doing it. I'm not sure if that was because of the night or
maybe.
It would be interesting to know, like, how successful a night was with like no phones. You know, like specifically promoted as a no phones night on Ibiza. I'd be really interested to know how successful that would be.
I'd like to see how the under 25s cope. I think as older ones to go, oh, yeah, whatever, we'll just leave them in a bag, whatever. But anybody under the age of about 25, I think would lose their mind.
Yeah.
Does Ibiza cater to any other eras? Do they have special night? I mean, do you get like an 80s night maybe at a bar or something cheesy like that? Does that happen?
There was an 80s, I think. What was it called? 80s, 90s and noughties or something? I can't remember now.
Right.
Maybe you know, Kelly? It was at the Hard Rock Cafe, maybe.
I think they do still do this. I mean, if you want to, they'll do like little kind of events for that kind of stuff. I think again, you've got to look for it. If that's what you want, you've got to look for it. Yeah, I'm not sure about.
Is it called Reggae Bar or something?
Yeah, Reggae Beach. There's Reggae Beach down, and they've got the Reggae. They've got Reggae Bar there with the music. Caribbean music all day long. That's still there.
Interesting to note that the company Hard Rock Cafe has been bought out as of October 2025. The Hard Rock Hotel Ibiza will no longer operate under the Hard Rock brand name. This hotel will rebrand the Palladium Hotel Group, will assume responsibility for all bookings moving forward.
Yeah.
So, okay.
This is returning to Ibiza with a new hotel location in the future. Somebody's posted underneath, so am I allowed back in now?
Oh, that's brilliant. I was going to say though, Santa Laulia, is that not more of a kind of family kind of orientated sort of expat kind of like your sort of your bar singers and your cabaret kind of thing? Is that? Would you say so, Nelly?
Yeah, maybe. I don't think I've been there. I tend to
stick to
the main ones. Yeah, Ibiza Town.
Yeah.
San
Yeah, I think that's definitely more sort of family orientated expats. Because I know that I've got a couple of friends who are Buddhists who live there, and they took me around for a day, so I had a little bit of a taste of Santa Laulia.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not quite the same as the clubby areas. But I think you probably get more older music and sort of more cheesy music, I suppose, around that area.
Yeah. Is that what you're after, Lance? A bit of an 80s night?
No, I go to an 80s night once a month.
Chicken in the basket
in London. No, it's called Age Against the Machine. It's actually a really fun night, run by Alfie and Alex, and that was actually my gateway back into raving. If I hadn't have gone to that club first, I wouldn't have got back into raving, because that was kind of where I started, and I've been meaning to go to it for ages. In fact, me and my ex-partner had even booked tickets to go, and then she would cause an argument and we wouldn't go out. Fun times. So and I was a regular there. If I poke through their gallery, there'll be some photos of me at various events. But they've just had their boat party on the Thames, and I was going to go to it, but in the end that wasn't possible. But it is a really good night. It's a really fun crowd, and you've got to be over 30 to attend. And it also tends to be a very sort of, it's not a night where people get their phones out a lot. People take some pictures, sure, but just that, people take the odd snap here and there.
That's what the official photographers are for. That's why they get paid. Let them take the pictures.
Yeah. It's a good crowd, and it's affordable. So, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that somebody watching might want something like that on one night or another. But no, I'm going for trance mainly. Trance and house are my old school house and trance are my two favourite genres of music. So
there is something called Back to the 80s at the Nassau Beach Club. Played in Bossa every Friday. Back to the 80s, a new fine dining themed evening for 2026.
There you go. So I knew they'd have something. Is there anything else music-wise in particular that we want to mention before we begin to wrap up? Because I'm conscious of the time. We've gone over the hour. It always goes far quicker than you'd think it would.
Well, there's always the legendary chill out events at Cafe Del Mar.
Yeah,
The DJ there is called Ken Fan. He's called. He's a Brummie who's been over there. I think he's been resident there for about 11 years. So from about 4:30 till the sun goes down, basically, he plays the chill out classics. It's always a good set, always a good vibe. Gone a bit commercialized now since the originally everybody used to sit on the rocks and everything, but
Yeah.
I don't know when they did it, but maybe about 10 years ago, maybe more. They built a big boardwalk there and put loads of seating on there, and you've got to book a table and minimum spend if you want to be able to see the sunset. There's nowhere really you can sit on the rocks, is there?
There is actually. If you keep going just straight past Cafe Del Mar, this is for those of you who don't want to pay for a table and have a set amount of money to spend. Keep walking past Cafe Del Mar, just a little bit further along. There's a couple of benches just before the walkway curves around towards the Golden Buddha or whatever it is around the corner. There's a little stretch there where you can actually go out and sit on the rocks, and there's a couple of benches. It's just a little bit of promenade, a bit of walk, and then you can actually sit on the edge, or you can actually go out down to the. However, the only thing about that bit is you do get quite a lot of the boat parties that watch the sunset come in, so you sometimes have a bit of conflicting music.
Okay.
So you got a bit of this, that, the other, but it's still, if you don't want to pay for it, there is a bit further down that you can hopefully catch a good shot of the sunset. Sit with your mates. It's what we do every year. We don't always do the Cafe Del Mar. We do the cheap version and go a bit further down.
Yeah, it's probably the best idea.
Terry, is there anything else you want to mention?
Not for this week, buddy.
Okay. Right. So there we go. That's just a small selection of some of the types of music, the venues that do it, the events that do it. And when I say small, very small, we haven't talked about Pure C. We haven't talked about half the events that you saw in the opening titles. You'll see some of them in the closing titles of the show. And we have invited Lisa Good to come on. I've asked her if she's free next Monday, so it's possible she might come on next Monday.
Yeah, so just so you know, she went in for surgery today. So wish her well, and if she recovers well enough, then hopefully she'll be on for us.
Okay, well, Lisa, all of us, the very best for a speedy recovery. She's a titan, so I'm sure she'll be. Fit in no time.
She's got this.
She's having a knock on her knee, bless her.
Yeah, okay, absolutely. Well, wishing you all the best, Lisa. DJ Nelly, thanks very much for coming on and sharing your thoughts about Ibiza. Do you have a funny anecdote you can tell us to end on?
A funny anecdote? Well, you put me on the spot there.
Or it can be, it doesn't have to be funny, it can just be really embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Or it could be a moment of triumph. We can go for that.
Well, I'll tell you about the first time I supported Slipmatt. He came over to Australia. There was an event called I can't remember what it was called. It was like he was the secret DJ, so they didn't advertise who was going to be there. It was in an old abandoned theme park out in the hills in Perth somewhere. I was warming up, so I was in the first set, all vinyl. I had my set plan. It was all going very well, and then Slipmatt came up behind. He just sort of tapped me on the shoulder just to say hello, shook my hand, and everything like that. Fair enough. But then he just stood to the side at the back of the stage, watching my next mix. So obviously, it was a train wreck of a mix, just like. And I wanted to turn around and say, all the other ones have been perfect. It's your fault.
Till you came along.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. I'll have to pull him up about that and say you can't ever do that again. No, it's like having a teacher watch you, isn't it? Or it's like when you're trying to type something, you've got somebody watching you behind you. You always make much more mistakes. You can type perfectly for an hour, then someone comes and watches you, and then you all spelling mistakes and things and thumbs.
Would this be the venue where that took place?
No, Castorama maybe. No, that's.
That's a Halloween.
Castle Carabuda. It was.
Castle Carabuda. Okay.
Yeah, if you go on Mixcloud, you can find all the sets from there.
Right. All right. Well, the moral of the story is, don't let Slipmat stand behind you under any circumstances during rave.
Step away, Matt. Step away.
Yeah. People under pressure.
I've been trying to pester him to get on the Slip Back in Time lineup, and maybe that's why he won't let me.
He's going to stand behind you again.
Yeah.
I think I have found the theme park though. It's listed under abandoned places.
Yes.
And it might be this one. Let's have a look. Does that look right? With this big white castle.
Possibly, yeah. It had like a mini Nelson's column. I seem to remember that. And then they turned, after it stopped being a theme park, they turned it into like a paintball thing where you could hide around in there.
Oh yeah, well that would make sense with lots of abandoned buildings and whatnot. Yeah, Lisa Goods actually just messaged me. She must be listening. She just said,
Hi, Lisa.
She's convalescing in Cornwall next week, but hopefully soon after that. So yeah, so we'll try and get her on in a couple of weeks' time then. I might see if I can get Slipmat to come back on, because I've talked about him coming back on again anyway. So you never know, we might have him come back on.
I did email Andy at Plastic to see whether he'd be up for coming on as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I really would like.
I'm waiting for a reply.
Yeah, somebody from one of the venues.
That'd be cool.
Good. You know, I don't care.
Andy's a good lad. He's a good laugh. So fingers crossed he comes back.
Yeah, he does get mentioned quite a lot by people as the person who to be accessible to like new DJs wanting to play and things like that. So that's all. You know, I think that's a really good energy to have around you, and quite rare these days. People are not very often mutually supportive, but we're all about that on this channel because that is what we do. Okay, so I'm just going to remind everybody, I have got 3 industry interviews this week. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'm going to be interviewing Jeff Morris. He is a filmmaker like myself, but he is also one of the biggest fans of the 1970s science fiction television show Space 1999, and he made a documentary called The Eagle Obsession. That documentary has won loads of awards. It's sold really well all over the world. There's a sequel coming out. So he's going to be coming on to talk about that. That's going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Here he is. Then I've also got an actor producer coming on Wednesday at my usual interview time. Most of my interviews are normally at 8 o'clock. Stephen Murphy is coming on. So Stephen Murphy is an actor producer who basically people wouldn't make his films. He like me, he didn't get support from studios, places like that. So he basically just started making films himself. That's exactly the sort of creative that we like to support on this channel. So I've got him coming on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And he's going to be a really interesting guest because, as I said, he's done a lot of stuff himself. This is his IMDb page. And he's had a lot of other interesting jobs and quite an interesting life as well. So, you can read about him and see various films and things he's done. And we're going to be talking about his film projects and how he funds them and all of it. There's a poster for one of them just here. Then on Thursday, as if that's not exhausting enough for me, I've got another actor coming on. Now, this actor is top caliber, very experienced, been in the industry for a number of years. And he's also worked with Taylor Sheridan who does the TV show 1883. If you saw 1883, he plays the African-American cavalry officer in it. So actor LaMonica Garrett is coming on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Now, if you look at his credits, you'll see that he's also in 21 episodes of Lioness, which is currently streaming on Amazon. Season 3 is about to drop. He's been in 43 episodes of Designated Survivor. He's got 65 acting credits on IMDb, many of them leading roles in feature films and TV. So this is an actor at the top of his game. I'm extremely lucky to be getting him on the show. I've only got him for an hour. I did try to get him for 90 minutes. That time is not going to be enough. That hour is going to go very, very fast. So do try and tune in for that. And then on Sunday at 5 p.m, it is the 5th anniversary of my channel. The channel in its current form has been going for 5 years. It's actually been going for 7 years. But in its current form, when I kind of changed it into what it is now, it's really only been going for 5 years. I asked Enzo, my thumbnail guy, to knock me up something appropriate for the 5-year anniversary stream, and I'm sure your raving people will definitely approve of this image which he came up with for me. There you go.
Oh, fantastic. Yes.
It's pretty funny. I don't look that mean when I'm on the dance floor. I try to smile, but I'll smile a lot more when I get my teeth fixed.
That's only when a dirty tune comes on, Lance. It's only when a dirty tune, you do the face and the scrunching of the... That's what we do.
Yeah, thank you. Well, also, I'm just going to drop this in the chat. This is a Mixcloud from you, DJ Nelly. Is that from the rave that played at that venue?
Yeah, right? Yeah, the Castle Carabuda.
The Castle Carabuda rave.
That's a good set, that, actually. Quite proud of that one. all the classics, the old school classics.
Is this the set that you didn't play while Slipmat was watching? This is before that.
No, this is the set. I think I actually re-recorded it though.
Oh, did you? I don't know. Some people would say that's cheating. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, don't forget all of those things coming up. It's a really busy week for the channel this week. Absolutely hordes of stuff. And if you're a creative, don't be afraid to get in touch. I'm always up for supporting creative people in any field of the creative arts. As long as you've got something we can see and we can talk about, you're always welcome to come on the channel. Get in touch with me through the Facebook page or Lance Nielsen WD on Twitter. It just remains for me to say thanks for everybody for watching. If you're watching it on the replay and you've got questions for any of my guests, you can send them to me and I'll ask them another time. And thanks to my regular co-hosts, Kelly Forbeat and Wizkid, especially for my ducks. Kelly, love these. And to our special guest, DJ Nelly. We'll be back again with episode 6. Blimey, episode 6 already. We haven't picked our topic for next week yet, but we'll confer. So until then.
When you're about to arrive for that very first time, a rush of fear-filled adrenaline. Whatever the experience, it will be